Hey everyone, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel. Today, we will learn about data visualization with Excel. But before we begin, if these are the type of videos you'd like to watch, then hit that like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get notified. Just for a quick info, if you want to upskill yourself, master data analytics skills, and land your dream job or grow in your career, then you must explore Simplilearn's cohort of various data analytics programs. Simplilearn offers a data analytics postgraduate program from Purdue University in collaboration with IBM. Through this program, you will gain knowledge and work-ready expertise in skills like prescriptive and predictive analytics, regression, classification, and over a dozen others. That's not all. You also get the opportunity to work on multiple projects and learn from industry experts in top-tier product companies and academicians from top universities. After completing these courses, thousands of learners have transitioned into a data analytics role as a fresher or moved on to a higher-paying job and profile. If you are passionate about making your career in this field, then make sure to check out the link in the pinned comment and description box below to find a data analytics program that fits your experience and areas of interests. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So, you might have wondered that Microsoft Excel is just another data storage tool which saves your data in terms of rows and columns. But what if I tell you it's a lot more than that? It cannot just only save your data, but also perform some exploratory data analysis on your dataset and create some impressive charts, graphs, and interactive dashboards. Exactly, we are going to discuss that data visualization part in Excel. So without further ado, let's get started with the data on Excel and perform our data visualization with Excel. So right now we are on the Microsoft Excel. So if we go to the insert option in the panel here, you can see we have a wide range of charts available, right? So here you have all the charts. So all these individual charts are based on data visualization. You just have to give the data set that you want to work on, and here you can see the recommended charts option. Here what Excel does is it will read your data set and it will understand which of the following charts that are available here will be the most recommended ones, or which are the ones which can help you with the best data visualization, right? It can automatically read your dataset and it will give you the recommended charts and you can choose one of them. For example, here we have a list of charts, right? So we have column, line, pie chart, bar chart, area, right? All these charts. So today we will be working on the most important ones, or most of these available charts here. So I have got a list of charts lined up here. So I've got a small data set for each and every one of these so that we have a brief understanding of how exactly these charts work, right? Now we'll get started with the waterfall chart over here, right? Let's quickly close this and let me select the entire data set what's present on the data sheet here. So if you kind of zoom in a little, you can see this is just another business data which is dealing with revenue, investment, gross margin, admin expenses, net income, right? So if I select the data and go back to charts over here, you can automatically see it is recommending me different types of charts here, right? It's giving me a cluster chart, it's giving me a pie chart, it's giving me some other type of chart which is here a clustered bar, right? It's also giving me a funnel type of chart, right? So right now we want to create a waterfall chart. So if I click on this particular one, it will give me the waterfall chart which looks something like this. If I click on OK, there you go, you have your waterfall chart. So here you can see the increase and decrease. So if there is an increase, it will be represented in terms of blue color, and if it's decrease or decline in terms of profit or loss, it will highlight in terms of orange color. So it's called the legend, which gives you the total briefing of what exactly is going on with your chart. So this is the first type of chart that we worked on. You can ignore the chart title, and in case if you want to modify this, you can go to this particular option which gives you all the edit access to your charts. You can do some background edits, and you can also change some fonts, etc. And if you want to do some more of that, you can see you can eliminate access lines, you can add some legends, grid lines, etc., right? So you can also do that. So with that, we have done with the first type of chart, which is the waterfall chart. Let's go back to the spark lines. So you might wonder, what do you mean by spark lines, right? Now we have a list of business data with the regions. We have North region, South region, East, West, Central. Now, let's say your manager wants a brief, result or report which will tell about the performance of the individual zones, right? And if you give him numbers, he might not understand what exactly is going on with your business. But what if there was a way which could visually represent the performance, right? And you might wonder, how can I create, you might have to create 5 different charts for all these, and you have to add them onto, 5 different pages, and this might be complicated. No, that's not the way. You just, create one single bar graph or a line graph right over the sales of your node zone, right? Right in front of your node zone from Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. And you can give them the performance report right next to the numbers over here. So that's what I'm talking about, these sparkline charts. So if you click, if you select all the data over here and go to insert option and the recommended charts, then you can find spark lines over here. You can just go to the line type of spark line, or you can also go through the column, right? You can select any one of those. I'll try to select the column one. So it's asking me for the data range. Give the data range right over here and press OK. Now you can also drag this across all the cells. It will take the cell data from this particular cell according, based on it will reference the cells right over here, and it will give you a report. And in case if you don't want the bar type of graph, you can change it directly to a line graph, which will be a little more easier to understand if there is a growth or dip or drop, right? So here you can see the east sales are going down, and every other sale except for the central, every other sale has seen a dip, and now it's slowly growing, right? So that's how you can create a sparkline chart. And the next type of visualization that we will be dealing in Excel is about the heat map. So heat maps are another good way of representing the performance of your data, whichever is, let's say you wanted to calculate the revenue, or if you wanted to visually represent the growth of revenue or the drop of revenue of your sales through a visual representation, then heat maps are the best. You can find out which is the highest performing month, or which is the highest performing year, and you can also identify which was the lowest performing year just by looking at the colors, right? Now we can either select the entire data set, right? So we have the 2013 over here. So you can either select the entire data set and perform the heat map analysis, or you can just individually select a row, a column, or you can select an individual row and find out which particular month or which particular year perform best. So now we will be trying to calculate, or we'll be trying to generate a heat map for individual years. So let's get started with 2013, and you can just go to data, or you can just go to home to conditional formatting, and here you have data bars, right? You can go, yeah, we have the color scales. So here we have the heat maps, right? So you can go with the first one, which will say green is the best performing and red is the worst performing. So click on that, and you can see in 2013 we have July as the best performing month, right? And the worst performing must be the June, right? So similarly, let's try to create a heat map for 2014. It's same color scales, heat map. Just take a little while. So here you can see we have created a heat map for individual years to find out the best performing month and the worst performing month, right? So apart from generating colors as heat map, what you can do is you can go through the conditional formatting once again, and here you can see we have color scales. But apart from that, if you want to change these into a data bar, you can find out, so that you can find out the best performing sale. You can also do that. You have data bars over here, and if you're not happy with the data bars or colors, you can also go through some icons. So here, if you see, we have directional icons which will directly tell you which will indicate the best performing month in terms of an arrow mark. So the one which is pointing towards upwards in green color will show that it's the highest and best performing month, and the yellow color which is pointing towards right, it will indicate that it was a medium performance month, and the one with the lower side and red indicates the worst performing month, right? So you can also do that to enhance your visibility, right? So here you can see we have the best performing months in terms of green colors, and arrow mark is pointing towards up, and the ones with the worst performance are indicated with lower arrow keys and red color. You can also do that, right? And with that, we will go to the next type of chart, which is a funnel chart. If you highlight the data set a little, you can see this is again the business data, which will tell you about the expenses that you spent on your company, which are about operational expenses, technology expenses, employee training, development expenses. So if you want to represent this in form of a funnel, let's say, then you can also do that by going through the insert option, data visualization charts, and here you have one of the recommendations as funnel. You can just select that, and there you go. Now you have a detailed funnel type chart which will explain the operational expenses, technology expenses, basically all the expenses that you spend on your company, and the numbers that you spent, right? You can expand this so that you have the complete. You can also edit this. If you go to the edit option, you can what you can do is you can indentation, you can keep the indentation towards the left, and or if you want, you can keep the indentation in terms of middle. That can be done, right? So now we're moving forward, we will look at tree chart. So tree chart is similar to a heat map, which will basically instead of representing them in terms of colors, it will represent them in terms of shapes, right? The highest spend or the highest pricing will be represented in terms of the biggest box, and the lowest ones will be represented in terms of the smaller boxes. So here we have another business data what we have here. So we might have a small store which works on electronic items, and it might be a bill kind of data which you have over here, which will represent what type of device you are selling spares, and what type of spare that you have sold, what's the rate of each and every spare item, and how many number of units you have sold, and what's the price that you made as revenue, right? So if you select all this data and go to insert option and go to charts, so you have a lot of charts over here, and you can see tree chart is one of the recommended chart. You can also go with sunburst type of chart. You can go through bar graph, column graphs, everything. So here we are focusing on tree type of chart, so select that and okay, there you go. So you have three categories, which is PC, mobile, and a computer. Okay, yeah, you can consider them as laptop. So if you minimize a little, so here you can see we have the highest number of revenue generated from laptop. So laptop LCDs have given you highest revenue. Next one is the hinges, and then you have laptop keypads, mobile displays at the 5th position, right? So that's how you can create a tree type of data visualization chart using Excel. Next one is area chart. So area chart and line charts are similar to each other. The only difference is if you are going with the area chart. Okay, let's go with the line chart first so that you have a brief or better understanding. So we'll deal with the same data set here. Let me expand this a little. So again, this is a sales data of North, West, East, South, and Central. So based on years, so select all the data, go to insert, and the number of charts over here. So if you see, both line graph and area graphs are one of the recommendations over here. So the area graph looks something like this, and line graph looks something like this. So the only difference is in a line graph, the lines will be used to represent your profits and gains, and in area graph, the lines what used to represent that particular profit or drop will be covered with some color, a dedicated color, and it will represent that in terms of an area. Right, that's the only difference. So if you click on this line chart, it will give you a line chart, and here if you click lines, you will have the color filled. So individual colors will be filled for individual types of data set that you have. So you have 5 different data sets, so 5 different colors will be representing 5 different zones, and you will have an area for that. So that's how line chart and area chart works. The next one is a bar graph. right? Bar and column graph. So the difference is here we have the same south, east, west. It's a summation of the total sales that happen in terms of these zones. And if you want to identify which of the zones perform best, then the best way to do that is using a bar graph or a column graph. So if you go through this, here you already have the best recommendation right over here, which is the column chart. And if you want that in terms of bar, you can also do that. There you go, you have the bar charts. And column chart is no different. It's also completely similar to that. Instead of a bar graph, you will be selecting a column graph, which will show the data in terms of verticals. That's the column graph. And apart from that, you might have got clustered and combination charts, etc. Now the next one is boxes and whiskers. So boxes and whiskers will show you the individual performance variations of a student, right? We have okay, here we are dealing with student data set. So we have 5 different students and 3 different subjects: physics, chemistry, and maths. So we will find the variation between the marks of every student, which is the lowest marks obtained by a student in a particular subject and the highest mark obtained by the same student in that particular subject. Let's say we have student 1 in physics. He has scored 80, 75, 92, 78 and 88. So we will have a boxes and whiskers chart which will explain the highest mark as 92 and the lowest will be as 75. So we have 5 different students and we will understand the variations of each and every student in each and every subject. Select all the data set and go to insert option over here and drop down and go to all charts, and here we have boxes and whiskers. So this is what I was talking about, the highest number of marks scored by a student in individual subject and the lowest number of marks scored by a student in individual subjects. So each and every color will represent one of the students: blue for student 1, orange for 2, and the hash color for student 3, so on, right? Just click on OK and you have the box and whiskers charts right over here. So the next type of chart is the maps chart, where you can physically create a map which shows you a physical map, how exactly is going on with the, right? So here we have the countries as, the state as the first column and the population as the second column. So we can basically select the entire data and create a physical map which will show the density of population in that particular state. So the highest or darkest color will represent the highest population and the lowest or the lightest color will represent the lowest density of population. So how you can create is that simply select the entire data, go to insert option, and here you can see the maps option. Just select that particular map and here we have the first recommendation as filled map. So we'll go with that and we have a map which will show the population of that particular state. So here we have California as the highest densely populated state, and here we have Montana as one of the lowest or less densely populated states. So here we have the legend which will describe the highest populated area and the lowest populated area. There you go. So with that you can create the maps. And next, going ahead, we have scatter plots. So you must be well aware of the scatter plot, which will show you the graph in terms of scattered nature, and you have the highest rainfall. And so here we're dealing with the rainfall data. So the serial numbers which will describe the location, so the location which has the highest rainfall and particulate. So you can basically create that using a scatter plot. Just select the entire data, go to the insert option, and here you have the scatter plots. Just click on that. You can try to select the type of plot you want. So I'm going with the first option. There you go. We have these scatter plots which will show you the rainfall and particulate. And now the next type of chart we have is combo, which will be the last for this particular tutorial. And if you want us to create a few more data visualization, you have a lot of charts over here. So we have line graphs, pie graphs, and if you expand the selection of the entire data, and if you expand the selection, you have a lot of charts over here. We have sunburst, we have histogram, we have combo, right? So we will be going with the combo chart over here, right? So if you click on this, you can either go with the first one, clustered column and line, or you can do any one of those. So I'll select both. Press OK. There you go. So we have the combo chart, and that was the last chart for this tutorial on data visualization with Excel. And if you want to work on a custom chart, please do let us know in the comment section below, and we will come up with a new tutorial on that one as well. And with that, we have come to the end of this session on data visualization with Excel. Should you have any queries, or should you need any assistance with datasets or the PPT that we used in the session, please do let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be happy to assist you with all the workbooks and PPTs at the earliest. And with that, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.